Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Max Whitman, welcoming you, as always, to the Book It Better Wrestling Show. It is Wednesday. We missed Monday's episode, but we are back. Let's get this into the screen here. We are week 1, April 1995. Just finished up Wrestlemania. Today's episode, we're doing a little bit of a creative meeting. Talking a little bit about the next month or so on the show, what we'll be doing, and where we're going in the next month or so here. That being said, we'll do a bit of a creative meeting today. We'll talk about a few things. Let me see. Can I expand this thing? No, I can't. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself lined up here, screen-wise. So anyway, we'll be talking a little bit about where we're going with the channel itself in the next month. What our content schedule is going to be, what we're doing, what we're up to, and what you can expect from us in the next month or so. We'll also be doing a creative meeting for post WrestleMania, getting a bit of that all squared away. We'll quick run through WrestleMania 11. It was a huge success, our best show ever. Scored a 98. The Undertaker retained his title against Shawn Michaels. That was a 99 rated match. Jericho defeated Vader. A little bit of underhanded tactics there. That scored a 95. Tatanka and Lawler. Tatanka defeated Lawler for an 80. Razor Ramon defeats Bam Bam Bigelow for a 94. The New Heart Foundation win a triple threat match, or rather an elimination match, for the World Tag Team titles. So we do get a title change there with the tag titles. Austin defeated Taz. No chemistry there. It was a terrible match. Sid Vicious defeats Adam Bomb. That scores a 77. And Diesel defeats Lex Luger to retain the Intercontinental title, 76. So, only one title change. It's the tag team titles that go to the New Heart Foundation. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're here to talk about today is going forward. We're going to kind of map out a couple of things here, and then talk a little bit about the channel itself. So, what I want to do first is decide which storylines we're going to keep going, which ones we're not. Diesel versus the Cats. That's definitely going to continue on because Diesel has one more match with Scott Levy. HBK versus Taker. I may keep this going. It's sitting at a 99 heat right now after WrestleMania's match. And so I hate to cut it after just one match. So I may keep this one going. Razor vs. Bam Bam's at a 90. And I think I'm going to cut it even though it's sitting at a 90. I think I might cut that one out just because it's been going on for a long time now. September of 1994, this storyline started. So, geez, I mean, we're going on, where are we? September of 94. Yeah, we're going on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's in its 8th month at this point. And I really feel like I've done pretty much everything I can do with that feud. So I am going to end it because I think there's more that I can do with Razor and there's more that I can do with Bam Bam, I think. So I'm going to cut that one. Let's end that storyline. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's end that storyline. So that one's done. Our next one is Tatanka versus Lawler. This is another one that's been going on for a long time, and I think I might leave it and just have it kind of as a background storyline where these guys might meet each other a couple more times because they've got great chemistry. They just put on an 80 rated match. And if you look at their singles matches, they scored an 80 at Mania. The last one before that was a 79. Do we have another? Yeah, so in their only 2 matches, they scored a 79 and an 80. So I think I'm going to keep it. And I'm definitely going to keep Vader versus Jericho sitting at a 95. So Diesel versus the Cats. Really, HBK Taker and Vader Jericho are going to be our 2 big storylines. But I do want to talk a little bit about how we're going to run our storylines. I want to experiment with a more in-ring based product, a more New Japan style product for WWF. See how that works. so I'm going to try and run a storyline where we form some stables and kind of do that. And then our weekly TV shows will be a lot of like stable warfare, and a lot of our weekly TV will just be mostly like our main eventers versus mid-carders. That might be in a storyline, might not be, but just kind of build guys on TV. And then we'll do our pay-per-views sort of the way New Japan does theirs, with a lot of multi-man tags and things like that. So that being said, I want to get into what I really want to hash out today is the Vader versus Jericho storyline. That's what I want to focus on today. So that's what we're going to do. So Jericho defeated Vader here at WrestleMania with some underhanded tactics. I don't want them to meet again until King of the Ring, which will be Vader versus Jericho in the main event of that pay-per-view. So the King of the Ring finale will be Vader versus Jericho. They'll meet in the final of the tournament. So they'll be on two opposite sides of the tournament, and they'll meet there. What I want to do today is start figuring out when we're going to start that tournament. I think what I might do is have Vader defeat Jericho. Since Jericho picked up the win at Mania, in their second match, Vader will go over Jericho and go on to SummerSlam to face The Undertaker. Now, that does give us a couple of options. It does give us a couple options on what we can do here. We can have The Undertaker retain the title, maybe due to Jericho interfering, right? And then that sets up a maybe not a Survivor Series. That could set up a Royal Rumble match between Jericho and Vader for that third and final meeting. I do want to do a 3-match series, or we could have that be the main event at Survivor Series, is Jericho versus Vader again, in that main event. But regardless, because Survivor Series, if I'm going to be doing the stable warfare, that's kind of a good opportunity to just do a traditional Survivor Series thing, even though I don't particularly like that style of match, or that theme for the show rather. And we did a little different thing with Survivor Series last year. But if we're going to be doing a New Japan style thing, then that might be a good theme to actually do in the traditional sense of the show. But we're definitely going to have Vader Jericho in the King of the Ring final, and I definitely want Vader to go over, because if Jericho goes over, then it's kind of over. He took 2 in a row, and it's kind of over. So Vader's going to win that King of the Ring tournament and go on to face The Undertaker at SummerSlam. That's assuming The Undertaker doesn't lose the world title, and I don't think he will. I don't want to give HBK his rematch right here. Maybe I won't do a WWF title match here. I don't know. Maybe I do a multi-man match. I'm not really sure. I'm not concerned with it right now. Maybe I put Razor in there. It's something. I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet if I want to do so. Do I want the world title to be defended every single month, or do I want the Intercontinental title to be able to main event shows as well? And so I think what I'll be doing. Get out of here. Mail has new messages. Get out. Can I close that? How do I close that? Get out of here. There we go. So I think what I'll do is I may have The Undertaker defend the title here in Your House in April, because Diesel versus Levy is not going to be a great match. And then I'll find let's have the Intercontinental title. Let's do this. Let's do IC title here. And we'll have Diesel main event that show. Will he retain? Probably, but I don't. Well, let's put him in there. Diesel can main event that show. So we will actually have let's do that. So The Undertaker will defend his title at In Your House in April. Against who, I don't know. I don't want it to be Shawn Michaels, unless we're going to go with we could go with a rematch of them and have it to be like a draw, like a time limit draw, maybe. Maybe they go 60 minutes, draw. We could try that. Or whatever the rule is on time limits there. We could do something like that, and then have the third match. Yeah, but I don't want to do a series with HBK and Undertaker, because I don't want HBK. Well, I gotta figure out when I don't want HBK to lose 3 matches in a row, essentially, but I'm also not sure I want to put the title on him. My goal for this year, for 95, really, if we're going to be doing this style of booking, is to make the Intercontinental title a top-tier belt. And if I pull up our thing here, right now, the Prestige is an 82, so it could main event. But if you look at, like, the World Heavyweight, that's also an 82. So right now they're pretty much on par, although I think The Undertaker is going to raise is really going to raise the prestige of that belt. And the Intercontinental 82. I am considering putting in a new belt, a true mid-card title, which could be our junior heavyweight belt. We've been kind of building that, trying to find guys for that, and so we could go with a junior heavyweight title and really focus on that as our mid card, our true mid card belt. If we look at our roster right now, we go to our junior division. Who's in that right now? Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3 Kid, Dink, Eddie Guerrero, Glenn Gilberti, Hayabusa, who's injured right now. At least I think he's injured. Is he better? Yeah, torn rotator cuff. So Hayabusa is out for almost a year. So actually, it's time to release him. Oh, sorry Hayabusa, but can't pay you that $1,100 downside if you ain't gonna be here for a year. So this is our division right now. So a guy like Eddie Guerrero could carry that division if we put a belt for it. Lance Storm has popularity in the 40s. 1, 2, 3 Kid, 60. So I think these guys could carry that if we put a belt for that. So that might solve that problem. What we do need to do is figure out where we're going to put, I said I wanted to debut it around SummerSlam. So if we do our King of the Ring tournament finale here, and then we start our junior heavyweight tournament in July, we can crown our first, if we do after July rather, so we start it in like August, and we run from the beginning of August to the end of August, just a single elimination kind of tournament on TV, we could crown a new, let's do that actually. Let's do a junior heavyweight title match, and we're also going to have the Intercontinental title defended on here. So I want all our titles defended on here. World Tag titles as well. But let's do right now. Let's focus mainly on the King of the Ring tournament. Okay, so what I want to do is let's get our entrance for that tournament, because we are getting close. We'll be April, May, and depending on how we run it, it could be a 2-month-long tournament that leads into the King of the Ring, which actually would be a perfect time. So we just finished May, so we're at April, May, June. So that would be 3 months if we do that. So we could run nothing in April, and then May. So May and June, we do our 2-month tournament. That gives us 8 episodes. 8 episodes of Monday Night Raw to build that tournament. So what I want to do now, let's do tentatively. Let's assume the Undertaker wins at SummerSlam due to interference from Jericho. And then Survivor Series, we get our final match Vader versus Jericho, maybe. Let's do that tentatively. The other option, of course, is to have The Undertaker lose to Vader at SummerSlam. Vader takes the world title from The Undertaker, and then Jericho wins the Royal Rumble in 1996 and goes on to get Vader at WrestleMania 12 in the main event. We could do that. The safer bet is to have The Undertaker win and have The Undertaker hold the belt pretty much from Royal Rumble 95 all the way through to WrestleMania 12 and defend it maybe again against Shawn Michaels and drop the belt to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12. Could also drop. There's a whole bunch of guys. Austin is in this thing. Now that we got Austin in the mix, that makes a big difference. But let's work our way to Survivor Series for now, or at the very least King of the Ring, and get that out of the way. So let's put together our entrance for the King of the Ring tournament. Start getting that figured out, because that's honestly more important than in your house. I mean, I could put anybody against The Undertaker. You know Undertaker's going to retain. You know Diesel's going to retain. And then Undertaker won't have a title match. We'll focus on building an opponent for Diesel, yada, yada, yada. Maybe Austin gets a title shot against Diesel. We'll figure it out. So let's go to our... let's go to our main page here, roster and info, right? Yeah, King of the Ring. And let's figure out who's going to be in our tournament. Okay, so we know Vader. We know Jericho. We know HBK. Austin. Who else we got? They got Razor. Bam Bam. Let's put Owen Hart in it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who else we got that could be in there? Roster. Let's check our main eventers first. I think Tatanka probably. Yeah. Yeah, let's get Sid Vicious in there. Let's get Tatanka in there. Let's see, who else? Yeah, Luger probably should be in there, as should Yokozuna. Let's give Yoko... He's not a tag champ anymore. Let's give Yokozuna... I think Eddie Guerrero... Well, if I want Eddie in the... I think Eddie is going to be coming back from rehab soon. Let me see. Availability. No, that's not what I want. In rehab. Not only 9 more days. So Guerrero's up to come back. So Eddie will actually be back for... She'll be back for In Your House. So Eddie Guerrero will actually be back here. That's actually a good time for him to debut. So he could... But I want him to anchor the junior heavyweight division, so I don't want to put him in with the heavyweights just yet. So Vader, Jericho, HBK, Austin, Razor. Owen Hart is the tag champ, so I'd rather not have him in if I don't have to. Let's see upper mid-carders. Austin is in there already. Yeah, I mean, Adam Bomb can go in. I don't see any reason to not put Adam Bomb in there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'd like it to be 16. Unless I just go 8. If our first one is 8, and then we just do a short 8-man tournament, pool play, 4 on each side. Everybody faces everybody. That might be the way to go. Then I'd have to plan it out, because then it would just be... So it would just be 10, 8... It would probably end right here. These guys would get taken out. Or Tatanka would probably stay in. Owen Hart would come out. Yeah, so Adam Bomb, Yokozuna, and Owen probably would come out. Tatanka would stay in. And that would be our 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that'd be our 8. If Sid comes out, Adam Bomb and Yoko go out. Tatanka stays in. Owen Hart goes out. But that would hurt the tournament itself. So, I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. I could do 12 men, 6 on each side. So I just add one more body to this. Let's do that. Let's find one more body that could be in this tournament. Let's see who's available in free agents. I want at least a draw. And I'm looking for good in-ring workers. And Hennig is still hurt. Davey Boy's on a written contract. Yo, can Dusty still wrestle? Oh, he's on a written contract anyway. Hogan's on a written contract. I could bring in Jake Roberts. Jake could come in just for one tournament. We could do that. I might do that, actually. Jesse's written. We already have him. Flair's on a written deal. Rick Rude is hurt. Ricky Steamboat on a written deal. We could bring in Road Warrior and... oh, no, he's hurt. Hawk's on a written deal. Roddy Piper on a written deal. We have that all. Staying written. DiBiase, Terry Funk, or Vader. So, all the guys who are at least a draw. I think it's going to be Jake Roberts. What's he? Usually a negative influence. I don't know that I want another negative influence in my locker room. What if we do... I don't care. Let's just see who's a draw. I need guys that are available to hire, not guys that are dead. Who's active to hire. And I should be looking for a wrestler. There we go. Or the Warrior. I don't want the Warrior. Extremely negative. I don't want that. If I bring in Roberts just on a pay-per-appearance deal, just for a couple of months, let's see, when would this tournament run through? It would be, I'd need him for April, May. Well, I'd need him for March, April, May. So 4 months. Not even, really. So I need him for a 4-month deal. Let's do that. You know what? Let's make it Jake Roberts. The strong dislike of Jim Cornette. Well, what if I do this? Let's do who is at least well-known, and I'm looking for good workers. Do I get anybody different? John Tenta. Tenta could work. Barry Windham. The Iron Sheik, no thank you. Could be Barry Windham. Windham popularity in the... okay, so he's not a terrible choice. Blackjack Mulligan. Son of wrestler Blackjack Mulligan. I don't want Jim Duggan. I mean, I could bring in Kevin Sullivan. Just for the tournament. Tension with Kevin Nash. No, I can't have that. Let's see guys who are at least recognizable. Terry Gordy. What about Bob Backlund? could bring Bob Backlund in for just a quick kind of one-off. The other option, well, the other option is to just put like a mid-carder that ordinarily, that could use the rub, right? Like if I put in, oh, you know what? I'll put Taz in. Let's do that. I'll put Taz in the tournament. Yeah, well, I'm overthinking this. Why am I overthinking? Taz will make the tournament. Done. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Let's do block A. Block B. Alright, so we know we need Vader on one side and Jericho on the other. Let's do... Now, the other option, I could put the Undertaker in here too, actually. I could replace, like, Adam Bomb with the Undertaker or Owen Hart with the Undertaker. But then that means the Undertaker can't win. Well, maybe I should put Taker in there. Just do non-title matches. And then it would give me... It would give like a Survivor Series. Well, now let's just assume without the Undertaker. I don't want to completely copy New Japan. New Japan puts their champion in it. I kind of don't like the idea of having the champion in there, actually. So let's not do that. Let's do Vader on one side, Jericho on one side. Let's have... Let's do Austin and HBK on this side over here. What are our storylines right now? Do we have Tatanka, Lawler? That's going to continue. I should probably put Lawler in the tournament, actually. Is Diesel in the tournament? No, because Diesel's the Intercontinental Champ. So I don't have Diesel in the tournament. Luger's not in the tournament either. This could be a much better tournament than I'm making it, but... Let's do... Yeah, you know what? Diesel has to be in this. I mean, just because he's the Intercontinental Champ. I'm trying to think if the... I don't like about that. No, I don't like that because it makes it too predictable to me. It just makes it too predictable. All right. So then we'll do... Let's put Razor on this side. Bam Bam on that side. Well, you know what? No. Let's put Bam Bam on this side. We'll get one final match out of it. Then on this side, we'll have Owen Hart. And Taz. Over here will be Sid. Let's put Adam Bomb over here. Kind of done with that storyline. And then we'll do Yokozuna. What am I missing? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who the hell am I missing? Jericho, Vader, HBK, Austin, Razor, Bam Bam, Owen. So, Tatanka. There we go. Tatanka. Now, if I decide to change things up, I could pull like Taz or Adam Bomb, replace them with Lawler, put them on the same bracket. So that's going to be our blocks. All right. So that's I feel like I'm okay with that for now. I'll figure out the rest of my next creative meeting will actually be setting up the tournament, because I like to get it set up way ahead of time, and then if I make a new signing or something, I can just pull somebody in. If I make a new signing, I can just replace somebody. So that's going to be our King of the Ring. Let's make sure we mark that King of the Ring 1995. Those are our entrances. Those are our blocks. We can always change it. It's up for discussion if we need to. Not worried about In Your House right now, because honestly, it's going to be a little while before we get there. Got more than enough time. Like I said, after WrestleMania, I had nothing planned. So we're probably going to have at least a week or two where every video that goes up is going to be a creative meeting, where we just figure all this out, figure out our stables, all that kind of stuff. But I don't want my creative meetings to go too long, so I'm going to try and wind this down. What I want to talk about now that we've done this, and this is, okay, good, we at least figured out what's going to happen with King of the Ring, and then SummerSlam, we got our main event for SummerSlam set up. We got our, we know when we're debuting our junior heavyweight title, and we actually have Survivor Series. So we're booked way, way ahead, 8 months ahead of time for at least our main events. I feel comfortable with where we are now to say, okay, let's call this creative meeting and let's move on to something else. And we'll come back to this in our next episode. We'll come back and we'll really figure out what we're doing in depth. What I want to talk about is give you guys a little bit of a heads up on what's going to be going on the next week or so. So we're definitely going to miss an upload on Friday. There's no way that happens. We might get something up on Saturday. Here's why. Here's what I want to explain. The Book It Better crew, my professor and myself, we're going up to Wrestlemania. It's Professor's bachelor party. So we're taking a road trip to Wrestlemania. So Friday, for sure, nothing's going up. We're hitting the road at 9 a.m. Friday. Probably going to be up in New Jersey by about 2 p.m. We got NXT that night, so we're not going to have time to sit down and do anything that day. So Friday's a loss. Saturday, we got Access on Saturday, but we don't really have much planned for Saturday morning. That's why I say it's possible that we get something up on Saturday. I don't want to make any guarantees. It's a bachelor party. Lord knows what's going to happen. I don't want to make guarantees that we actually have time to sit down and do a video. But we might get something up on Saturday. It will not be a creative meeting or anything like that. If we get something up, it'll most likely be a sit-down where we just discuss NXT, talk about what we're doing for WrestleMania, what went on that day, and what we thought of the show that we saw. Sunday, obviously, is WrestleMania, so that's out of the question. Monday, we got nothing going on in the morning on Monday, so possibly we could get something up on Monday, but then we got Monday Night Raw that night, and then Tuesday we're heading back home. So we're not going to see SmackDown, we're heading back home. So we're on the road all day on Tuesday. So you may not see anything, you definitely won't see anything on Friday. You may not see anything from me until Wednesday. It's possible you don't see anything until Friday, depending on how early we get home on Tuesday and how I'm feeling. But what we are going to be doing, so a little hype here, we will be taking video of pretty much our whole road trip. We got a couple of GoPros. We're going to have them hooked up in the car. We'll have them hooked up. We'll have them on maybe on a body cam or whatever it is. So we will have that for WrestleMania weekend. And we'll be doing some fun stuff that we will be recording and maybe putting it together. So I'm hoping to take all that footage that we get on the GoPros, our iPhones, whatever, put it all together, mash it all up, and put it together as like a one giant WrestleMania special for Book It Better. It'll go up on a YouTube channel, probably in sections, but we'll see. Depends on how long it is. Almost like a documentary of our road trip up there. So I am really excited about that. We'll probably release a trailer for that at some point, and then get the whole thing up on YouTube. So I am excited for that. So look forward to that. That could be months down the road. I don't know that I want it to be big. So I don't know that it'll just be. I don't want to half-ass it. So we'll get all that footage together, send it out to get edited all up, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So if you don't hear from us for the next week or so, that's why. Now, when it comes to TEW, as it pertains to when our next TEW stuff's going to be going up, that could be a couple weeks as well. The reason for that is, obviously, number one, we need to do a lot of creative here. We got some creative meetings that we got to get going. We need to plan out our stories, put together our stables. So if you like the creative meetings, you got stuff to look forward to, because I would estimate that our next 5 or 6 episodes are all going to be creative meetings. So if you like the creative meetings, good on you. You're gonna get them. But if you don't like the creative meetings and you just like watching the shows, you may have to wait a couple weeks because I'm not really up to speed on what we're doing after WrestleMania. On top of that, in addition to that, we're going to get started working on this 64-man tournament. I finalized the entrants today. The entrants are done. We've got 64 entrants. I'm sure it's going to cause some grief. I know there are names that were left off that probably got snubbed that deserve to be in there, but it was really important to me to do sort of a global thing where Lucha Libre is represented and Japanese Strong Style is represented as well. So there are guys, American wrestlers, Canadian wrestlers, WWF guys that probably get snubbed, that may have deserved to be on there. But I really wanted, so we've got 10 Lucha Libre guys and 16 Japanese Strong Style. So 26 of the 64 entrances are guys that, if you're not familiar with Lucha Libre, you may not know. I know I'm not familiar with Lucha Libre. This was, I ended up doing a lot of research on it to come up with the names, because I don't watch Lucha Libre. So I honestly, there are 4 or 5 guys in here who I had no idea who they were until I read up about them. So there is that. There are some guys who got snubbed that, but that's part of the fun of these is arguing over who should be in it and who should not be in it. So what we need to do is do the seeding, which we'll probably do this weekend while we're at WrestleMania, and I may or may not video that and do an episode on arguing over the seeding, but that'll probably go up after the actual seeds are released. And the reason for that is I really, really want to spend time putting together a legitimate bracket release show, right? That's an hour long, and I'm talking a studio setup, video cameras, and just kind of do it over the top in a satire kind of way, but really simulate as if this is a real thing. We'll run down the matches, the seeds. We'll talk about why the choice was made that way. But I'm really excited for it, and it's going to take a while to get it together and get it all set up. But we're already at 212 subscribers at this point. If I wait much longer, it's not going to be the 200 subscriber celebration. It's going to be the 300 subscriber celebration. So that's where we stand with that. So you may not see TEW episodes for a couple of weeks, but don't be discouraged. We are recording. We are working. We got the WrestleMania thing here, so we won't be around. But we're really, really focused on that Fire Pro tournament. At least I am. And I really want to get the whole crew together and do a bracket release show. And that takes time. It takes time to get it together, to set it all up the way we want it, edit the footage. But I will be releasing some smaller things as we do it, as we go. It won't be complete dead air for the next 3 weeks or so. There will be some smaller stuff. I might do a Let's Learn here or there. But the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule is going to kind of get thrown out the window for a couple of weeks while we do this. So I might release a Let's Learn on a Thursday, and that might be the only video of the week. For the actual tournament itself, I'm going to try and do 2 episodes a week. It might end up only being 1 episode a week, but I'd like it to be 2 a week. If I can do 3, great. And the reason for that is I want more production value in these episodes. So these kind of things are just me sitting down and chatting, and they take an hour and a half, 2 hours to do, and they're done. I want a little bit more production value in the Fire Pro tournament. I want it to feel like a real tournament that has, importance. And so it's going to take me a little bit longer. So I may only get 2 episodes a week. There may be some weeks where I only get 1 episode a week. It's going to be a little hectic. But the alternative is, record everything, edit everything, get it all done, and then release an episode a day, every day of the week, for however many episodes we have. The problem with doing it that way is it just takes longer to release the stuff, right? So we might have to film it for 2 months before it releases, and I don't really want to do that. So I think that's it. I think I've given my spiel. I think I've talked as much as I can talk here. My mouth is dried out. But I definitely wanted to at least get an episode up here. Even though it's a small creative meeting, I wanted to fill you guys in on what's going on for the rest of the next 2 or 3 weeks or so with the channel. So that being said, I am all done. I've talked and talked and talked, and I think that's it. So, guys, we are done here. Thank you for sitting down with me. As always, it's a pleasure. Again, if this was your first time joining, welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Go on back, watch all the stuff. It's all good stuff. I think I made it. And yeah, so look for a little bit of content. Definitely on Instagram. Instagram is going to be going. If you go, I think it's at Book It Better 1. No, it's Book It Better. Instagram is Book It Better. I think our Twitter is Book It Better 1. God, look at me. I don't even know what my Twitter and my Instagram is. Instagram has been a little bit on the back burner, but Instagram will definitely be updated many times this weekend while we're at Mania. So there won't be anything on YouTube, but you will see a bunch of stuff on Instagram. So go check me out on Instagram. It's Book It Better, and Twitter as well at Book It Better 1. But Twitter, I'm not on Twitter as much as I'm on Instagram. So make sure you check that out. Also on Facebook, you can look me up, Max Whitman. I'll be the dude in the money jacket. So look me up on Facebook as well. I'll be posting a lot of WrestleMania updates on Facebook and Instagram, more so than I will be on YouTube. So, folks, thanks for joining. I will see you when I see you. Come on back next time. Whatever. Go enjoy your day. I got to get to work. I will see you when I see you.